Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is going to be the very last recording in my office space because I will be moving my office downstairs to a new room in a couple of days. But I thought I would go ahead and show you guys muscle testing today, how I do it, how it works, what it is, give you a little bit of a demonstration, which is why we're up here because there's chaos downstairs in my kitchen. So we'll get to that in just a minute.
With every start, we are born again. Open your heart, spend this time in your head.
Okay, so muscle testing is really weird. It's just, there's no other way to explain it. It's really weird. And when I first heard about it, I really wasn't too sure. I was like, that sounds a little woo-woo to me, but I've since come to understand what it's actually doing. So the concept is our bodies are in vibration, which is not even a concept. It's proven that we vibrate. Everything vibrates. Absolutely everything vibrates. So what muscle testing does is your personal body is vibrating at certain frequencies. And when you think about consuming something, whether it be food, putting a lotion on, if it's taking a supplement, anything like that, you can actually muscle test, it's just what they call it, muscle test, to see if the vibrations of the food, the supplement, the cosmetic, the whatever, is going to be good for your body, or if it's going to be bad for your body and alter your vibrations in a way that causes illness and pain and inflammation, or on the good side, it's going to support your body and be good for you. And everybody, we know, is always different. So what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another person. When I first heard about this, I didn't quite understand it. Took me a little bit of time to get the hang of it. So what I do for my muscle testing is I do what's called the sway test. Now there's a lot of other options for muscle testing. You can use your fingers like this and someone can try to pry them apart. And if you can keep your fingers together, then you're good and strong. And if something is bad for you when you're holding it, they'll be able to just pop your fingers apart really easily. That's one way. Some people do it this way and then they'll have someone else try to pull their fingers apart. That one's a little bit harder because when I had my husband do it on me, he's stronger than I am. So, and his two hands, he could very easily pull my fingers apart. So that one didn't work out so well. I've also heard about you can hold something and put your arm up and then have someone else push on your arm. And if you can keep it strong, then that's good for you. But if it goes down, it's weakened your muscles, indicating that it's kind of screwing with your vibrations so that you are not going to be able to utilize that food. It's not good for you. But what I do is called sway testing, because most of the time I'm on my own. I don't have someone else that can consistently do the test with me. And I can even go grocery shopping with this and decide whether or not I'm going to buy something or eat something for myself. Y'all know I'm crazy, ridiculous, sensitive to everything. So first things first, you have to get your yes and your no. And the way that I did that, the way that I was taught to do that, was to simply say, show me yes. So I'll demonstrate all of this for you. So you start with show me yes, show me no. And then you go with a very obvious yes or a no. Like, my name is Amy. And then your body will respond. Normally, you're supposed to go forward for yes, if you're doing the sway testing, forward for yes, and backwards for no. However, some people are what is called inverted. So you're going to go backwards for yes and forwards for no. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of time. You need to have a clear mind when you're going to do it. No electronics on you at all when you're first starting. So my phone and my earbuds are going to go right over there. So they are completely off of me. I don't have a watch or even a smartwatch. I have nothing, no earbuds in. So none of those electronics are going to be messing with my vibrations. I prefer to be barefoot. That way I am grounded. I am nice. There's nothing impeding the flow of energy, the flow of the vibrations. So when I was first starting, I decided I wanted to be barefoot, no electronics. So I started with, show me yes, show me no. And I got my yes and I got my no. So then I did a really easy yes. My name is Amy. I got my yes. I then said, my name is Isabella. And I got a yes again. And I was like, but my name is not Isabella. Why did you say yes for Isabella? And then someone explained to me, Isabella is my daughter. She is part me. So in a way, I am kind of Isabella. They said, pick a name that you have no relation to whatsoever. So then I said, my name is George. And I got my no. And I went, okay. So there's definitely some nuance to learning how to do muscle testing, how your body responds. Some people will kind of sway for a yes and stay completely steady for a no. There's just so many variances that it could be for you. So figuring out your yes and your no. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can influence your reaction, your result. Because if you really, really, really want something, even if it's not good for you, you still really want it, you can influence the yes. So it's extremely important for you to have a clear mind when you do this. I always pray just before I do it that God would help me know what is going to help my body and what's going to hurt my body, because I'm kind of done being hurt. I'm done not feeling well. So I always pray just before I do it. I clear my mind, I take a deep breath, and then I hold whatever the item is right over my heart. And then I say, this is good for my body. And I wait for my reaction. Sometimes it takes a minute. It really can take a little bit. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of a sway of a yes and a no, and I'm not sure which one. And so there's a lot to it. I still don't know all of it, but a lot of people have been asking me about it, so I wanted to make this video for you. Now for the demonstrations. I brought up some food with me. So I have, this is ground beef. I have heavy whipping cream. I have Redmond seasoned salt. I have aged white cheddar. And I have a stick of butter. This is what I have to test with. Anytime I do anything, I go to put anything into my face or on my body, I do muscle testing at this point in time because I am so ridiculously sensitive. This comes from the study of kinesiology. There's a lot of chiropractors that actually utilize this. They recommend this. You can take it or leave it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. It works for me. And it actually has saved me quite a few times from running into some nasty issues. The other thing to keep in mind is that you can get a yes one day and a no the next day, and then a yes the next day and a no the next day. Because as our bodies change, as we're healing and or fighting off something else, that item could become good or bad for us at any point in time. So you want to kind of get into the habit of checking if you are a super sensitive person like I am. I can go to the grocery store and I can go, okay, this pepperoni or this pepperoni, and I can test to see if one of them is better than the other for me personally. Granted, I haven't eaten pepperoni in a while, but you get what I'm saying. So now for the test. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see my body's reaction. So I'm going to start with the butter. And it's pretty late at night right now, so I've had a lot of stuff. My body can kind of tell me if it's had enough calories for the day. There's a lot that it can tell you. This is my stick of unsalted butter I got from Walmart. It's nothing fancy. I'm going to hold it over my heart, and then I'm going to do my test, and I'm going to think that this is good for my body. Okay, so that's it. I got a very slight lean forward. That is a yes. Butter is good for my body. Next, we're going to try heavy whipping cream. And it's the same thing. I take a deep breath, I release it, I clear my mind, and I think this is good for my body. I'll say it out loud this time just so that you know how I do it. This is good for my body. And that is a no. That one is a no. Some of them are more powerful than others. Me and heavy whipping cream, we do not do good. Doesn't matter if it's raw. I have tried the raw dairy. Didn't do any better, unfortunately. So now you've seen a yes and a no. Ground beef. Not moving a whole lot. I've had 2,000 calories today. I really don't need to eat anymore. I've actually had about 75 or 80 grams of protein. You don't really need any more protein right now. It's saying it's not going to hurt me, but it's also not going to help me. So I don't need to eat ground beef right now. This one is interesting. This one's a little bit fun. Redmond seasoned salt. This one pushes me over every single time. Every single time I do Redmond seasoned salt, I get pushed over backwards. That's my no. So what I did, because I love Redmond seasoned salt, it just simply means that there's an ingredient in it that does not agree with my body. So what I did is I stood in my kitchen and I muscle tested every single ingredient that is in here so that I knew what was causing me the problem. So I did, obviously, the Redmond salt, total yes on that, doing good. Organic garlic, organic or onion, organic mustard, celery seed, paprika, turmeric, and parsley were all fine. Every single one of those was a yes or a very slight yes or even a neutral where I didn't get anything. However, coriander and black pepper are two big no-nos for me. So those are the two ingredients that are in this that I can't have. What did I do? I blended my own. So I have a little container downstairs full of my personal blend of seasoned salt without the coriander and the black pepper. So this still gets used for the rest of the family, and then I have my own special one, and I haven't had any reactions. When I have this, my ankles swell, I get a headache, my joints start to hurt, but I can have mine just fine. So the last one that I brought up with me, because I didn't want to make this go on for too long, is some white cheddar cheese. I like this one. It's 7 grams of fat to 5 grams of protein, so it's higher in the fat than it is in the protein. Now, you saw for dairy, I can't have the heavy whipping cream, but I can have the butter. So, any guesses on what's going to happen with this? I will show you. I get a very, very strong yes when it comes to most cheeses. And my guess is that it's the calcium in the cheese that I need. I can have cream cheese, I can have Colby Jack, and I can have sharp cheddars. Parmesan is kind of a neutral. Any other cheese besides that happens to be a no. So something about the enzymes that were in the cheese or something, I don't even know. I can't make this stuff up. I close my eyes and I would have a bunch of packages like this laying out on the counter, and the kids would mix them up And I would keep my eyes closed and I would pick one and I would muscle test with it. And every single time we got the same answer for each of the individual cheeses. So that is how I do my muscle testing. It has been an invaluable tool for me because I am crazy sensitive. There's another thing that's really cool about muscle testing, and it happens to be with supplements. When you are going to take a supplement, you have to get pretty good at this, and it takes some practice. And don't go changing all of your supplements based off of this. Some people are on certain amounts for certain reasons, but some people would say like magnesium. You can hold a certain number of capsules or pills in your hand and you can say, this is good for my body, and watch what your body does. Keep adding one more capsule, one more capsule, one more capsule until you get a no. And then you can back off. You can take one away, check again, and make sure that that is your dose, and then take that. I have done that several times. When I do it with my magnesium, my stools are a little looser than I'd like them to be. And I think the reason that it still says that yes, I need it is because I do know that I'm deficient in magnesium. So I do need the higher amount of magnesium, but the side effects for how much I'm in the car or working out on the farm, I kind of need to not be relying on the toilet too much. And then I think the reason that it tells me no at a certain point is that the side effects become heavier than the benefit would be of what I would be receiving from it. So those are just kind of my theories. I don't know. So that's muscle testing in a nutshell. So kind of muscle testing 101, the basic beginner's course of muscle testing. There's a lot more to it. So if you want to learn more, just do a YouTube search on muscle testing and all kinds of things will come up. There's several really well-known chiropractors that will talk about muscle testing. There's a lot of people that are starting to utilize this as a tool in their arsenal for finding exactly what is going to work for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of short, semi-simple explanation of muscle testing and demonstration as well. Thanks so much, guys, for checking in today. I hope that you learned a little something, and I hope that you are having a fantastic fall day, and I will see you guys on the way. Okay, now I need to have someone come and put all my food away so I can edit this, and then I can put it up because I need to do that. So let me get some people. I had to bring a bunch of food upstairs. Can you go put it away for me? I know, I gotta go back in the fridge. Okay, this one too? You got it? And then come back up for some more. Thank you.